So, in case you guys are unaware, there's been a lot of infighting going on right now over the last 24 to 48 hours from people that you probably would recognize as part of the what would be called GamerGate 2.0 movement. And it's been pretty wild. It's been pretty wild. So there's a lot going on, and it's involving quite a few people. Now, this all started from this right here, okay? All of this started from this post right here, which shout out to Pirate Nation. Congratulations. It went fucking viral, 2.3 million views, where he asked a simple question. Is this what gamers want, right? I don't really think he was insinuating anything necessarily, but he said, is this what gamers want? Like, this is what gamers want. For those of you who are curious, this is it right here. Obviously, this is First Descendant, and this is one of the characters in I guess a bikini or like bottom bikini or something like that. I really don't know what to call it, but she's shaking her ass like crazy. Now, granted, this is the player is purposely looking at it. It's not like the game is directing the camera behind and below in order to force you to look at it. The player is purposely looking at it, right? So this is a player who is choosing to do this, right? I just want to throw that out there because you'll have people be like, oh my God, First Descendant is forcing you to look at the, like, no, that's not the case. And not only this, I hear, to my knowledge, correct me, please, chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this a DLC outfit? Is this like a, what do you call it? Is this like a paid for outfit, or is this in the game? Is this in the game? Or is it a paid outfit? It is a paid. I'm hearing it's a paid outfit from a lot of people. So is it you have to pay for that skin? Okay, so it's a microtransaction. Okay, so it's a premium skin paid for. Okay, so that's number one, right? So it's not even part of the original character. So you have to actively seek it. You have to actively go for it and seek it. But my thing is okay. So if this is a problem, number one, I feel like you have to seek it. And number two, you got to pay for it. And number three, if you really don't want it, you could just not take it. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are trying to say, and again, we're going to go over some tweets, but a lot of people are trying to say that, oh, well, she's acting slutty. Is it the dance that's acting slutty? Is it the act of the dance? Because if it's the dance that makes it slutty combined with the underwear, then why don't you just put pants on her? Like, you could just put pants on her and then it'll go from slutty to non-slutty. Like, I'm a little confused, to be honest with you. I don't understand why this particular clip was the one that made the third faction decide to reveal themselves. I really don't, because we've seen so much worse in other video games. I don't understand how this dance suddenly made the world go like crazy. I don't. It's not like she's bending over and putting her fucking twat in front of your face. You know what I'm saying? She's just doing a little fucking TikTok dance. That's literally what this is. This is just like a regular old stupid TikTok dance. I feel like you would see this on TikTok every day. You know? So again, is it the dance? I just really wish I could understand. Is it the dance? Or is it the underwear that makes it slutty? Or is it the combination of the two? Because if it's the combination of the two, then just remove one of them, right? You don't have to dance. You don't have to emote. So if the dance makes it slutty, then you could just wear the underwear and not dance. Or if the underwear makes it slutty, then you could just dance with pants on. You know what I mean? Like, I really don't get it. And I'm not joking. I'm not being facetious. I'm not being a dick. I'm not being anything. I genuinely don't get why this is pissing off so many people, or why this is considered to be ultra degenerate or slutty or whatever. I just don't. I don't. But anyway, so let's go to the main post here. So, all right. So the question was, is this what gamers want? Okay. Now, you guys can vote in the chat whether or not you want stuff like that. I just want I feel like, okay, if you're gonna make a game, you should be able to make what you want to make. I'm totally against censorship of any kind, right? If you want to go make a woke ass video game, you should have the right to go make that woke ass video game. I've said this so many times. My biggest issue with the wokeness and what I personally fight against is when they take established non-woke franchises and then fuck them up. That's what I fight against. That's my biggest problem. But the people who want to go make a woke ass video game, go ahead. Go ahead. I hope your budget's low. I really hope your budget's low if that's the case. But anyway, let's continue. So we got Dread Roberts. Now, number one, I have no issue with Dread Roberts. Zero issue whatsoever. I don't consume his content. Don't really like. There's literally zero issue. I just saw this tweet, and this one also kind of went a little viral. 1.1 million views, and it says the following: any person with a modicum of decency would say no. Okay, this is not where the future of gaming should be headed. Okay. The constant promotion of half-naked women as the greener side of gaming is getting ridiculous. And I'm beginning to think that these people who say that they want to save gaming don't actually want to save it. Okay. So many claim to care about morals and the future generations and not giving even an inch of progress to devs who push woke ideology or whatever else. But then they'll turn around and tell young men and young women to support titles that throw this stuff in your face. Okay. I'm just going to read the whole thing so we can get the full context, and then we'll kind of break it down little by little. Most of what I've seen for months now from these accounts are butt cheeks and cleavage. Okay. Seriously, how is this making games better? All we're doing is pushing normies in the same direction, but on a parallel track. Okay. People may argue we just want to push back on the ugly woman agenda, just trying to make a point to the lefty weirdos. Okay. So where do we draw the line then? Because there doesn't appear to be one. This is why when I say that we need real adults with real ambitions and aspirations and a mature outlook on the future to lead the charge in this industry. People who have their priorities straight and their arousal in check.
Let him cook.
Okay, so wow. I mean, there's a lot to unpack with this one. Let's start off with the beginning. Okay, number one, any person with a modicum of decency would say no. I don't know who made Dread Roberts the arbiter of decency. But I'm gonna need that memo, and I'm gonna need to see who signed it. Because last I checked, Dread Roberts doesn't decide what a modicum of decency is. Nobody decides what a modicum of decency is. I feel like at this point, like, who kind of made that a thing? Because I just don't understand. But that's neither here nor there. This is not where the future of gaming should be headed. Okay. Sure. The constant promotion of half-naked women as the greener side of gaming is getting ridiculous, and I'm beginning to think that these people who say they want to save gaming don't actually want to save it. Didn't you promote Celeblade? Like, didn't you promote Celeblade? Like, I'm almost positive I saw a video of you promoting Stellar Blade. So hold on. Stellar Blade causes fiery meltdown. Sweet Baby Ink defenders attack studio and gamers. Stellar Blade exposes media hypocrisy as Kotaku gaslight gamers over double beauty standards. Okay. Stellar Blade praised an attack by backpedaling media reviews as Sony removes fake racist content. Stellar Blade creator slams Western journalism as IGN walks back. Game smeared. They're panicking. Stellar Blade censored by Sony as petition to undo decision explodes. Haters plays bounty on Grumps. So this is my biggest issue. This one right here. So you were against the censorship of Stellar Blade, but now you're angry because people are cheering over the fact that a game is not censored and that it happens to have some ass and she's tweaking a little bit. You know what I mean? She's like twerking a little bit. I don't understand. When did it become degeneracy then at this point? Like how how is what we're seeing in the game First Ascendant, like how is that degenerate? But Stellar Blade, in all her amazing glory of ass and jiggle physics and titties, how is that like we need to fight the good fight and stop it from being censored? Like how is that a thing? You know what I mean? I mean, you even made a video about Farm Folks. Farm Folks CEO harassed into apologizing for jiggle physics. So again, I have no issue. I'm trying to understand where did this become degeneracy? Like where did First Descendant and the character dancing in a cute fashion, where did that become degeneracy? But then where does Stellar Blade become okay and we need to fight the good fight? Right? Like, I don't think you're calling for censorship. And I think a lot of people are saying that you're calling for censorship, which I don't think you are yet. But I feel like you're on the slippery slope that will eventually lead to that, which is what my issue would come into play, right? Because what you're calling for already exists, right? What you're calling for already exists. All you have to do in order to not see degeneracy is to just turn it off. Like you could play First Ascendant and not turn, like you could play the game and not put the character in underwear. You could play the game and not fucking buy the skin. Like this is what's confusing me the most. K Field says I'm confused. Yeah, I'm confused too because I don't understand where this became degenerate. But anyway, let's continue. So he's beginning to think these people who want to say they want to save gaming don't actually want to save it. I got to be honest with you. I'm kind of questioning you too. You know what I mean? You're saying you want to save gaming, but I mean, this was it. This was it. This is when it became nope, degenerate. Like this was it. I have no idea, bro. I have no idea. Anyway, respect though, no problem. So let's see. So many claim to not care about morals and future generations and not giving even an inch of progress. Well, so for me, I never once spoke from a place of morals, right? Never once. Like when I talk to people and explain certain things, I have my own ideologies. Obviously, you guys have your own ideologies, and we kind of come together and we discuss, we figure it out, and most of the time we disagree a lot of different things, and that's okay, right? That's okay. But the last thing I'm gonna do is take a moral grandstance and be like, well, you're not a decent person. Any person with a modicum of decency would say no. I feel like that's taking extreme moral grandstanding. And I got to be real with you, man. The only time I ever see this really happen is from one of two types of people who take the moral grandstand. And that's either extreme hardcore leftists or religious people. That's been in my experience through my life where that's just the case. Unfortunately, a lot of people, not all, but a lot of people from those particular camps tend to take the moral grandstanding. You know what I mean? So I would be open to a discussion to see like what was in his mind when he was saying that, because I really want to understand where he's coming from. I do. I want to understand where he's coming from. But anyway, so not giving an inch of progress to devs who push woke ideology or whatever else. But then they'll turn around and tell young men and women to support titles that throw this stuff in your face. I mean, Stellar Blade threw it in your face. Did it not? Like, Stellar Blade definitely threw titties and ass in your face. So, again, I don't understand how this is too much, but Stellar Blade was fine. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm really trying to understand. But in any case, let's continue. Most of what I've seen for months now from these accounts are butt cheeks and cleavage. Okay. So don't follow those accounts. I mean, again, the thing is, people are doing this. They're doing the whole like, oh, let's post like, let's post these characters that are traditionally hot. Let's post these characters that are in bikinis because we know, number one, the wokies are going to get mad over it. And we know, number two, that they're trying to take this away from us. Because that's really what it is, right? There is an active attempt at censorship for real-looking women, that people are posting real-looking women to piss off the people who are trying to censor it. That's why you're seeing a lot of it recently, because it's just basically counterculture. That's all it is. It's counterculture. So people are posting crazy shit like that, and they're posting clips like this because they know that this is going to piss off a lot of wokies. They know it. They know it. They know this is going to piss off the wokies. So they're doing it to piss them off, especially on X. I mean, X is all about pissing people off. It's trolling. That's what it is. It's nonstop trolling. I don't think it's people trying to be like, oh, like the whole Gooner fucking accusations. Like, I don't think that's what it is. So anyway, seriously, how is this making games better? All we're doing is pushing normies in the same direction, but on a parallel track. I don't think that's true. Because to be honest with you, the normies are finding our content and they're attaching themselves to it. They're agreeing with most of what we say. Not everything, but most. And a lot of normies are waking up and joining this particular side of the aisle because they realize that, oh, wow, I'm not the only one that feels this way. I don't really think the normies are going on a parallel track to the opposite direction. What do you think? Showing ass and titties for in-game characters is going to somehow make the normies want to go to the left or to the side of like trannies and censorship? Like, I don't understand how that does that. Or if it keeps them on our side but on a parallel track, right? So he means like they're following our side but we're not together, kind of a thing. Which, I mean, I understand that. I definitely get that. And that's where the whole claim of a third faction comes into play. But I guess let's see anyway, besides the point. People may argue we just want to push back on the ugly women agenda, just trying to make a point to the lefty weirdos. I mean, that's exactly what it is, though. That's exactly what it is. When Pirate Nation posts stuff like this, he's doing this because, number one, obviously he fucking knows it's going to go viral. And number two, he knows it's going to piss off the wokies. He knows. He knows it's going to happen. Right? Like, the amount of money he's probably making off this is insane. Not that he doesn't believe it. I'm not calling him a grifter. I absolutely believe that he believes this. But he knows it's going to piss people off. He knows that. He's antagonizing the shit out of them. So, I mean, I can't blame him, for doing that. But you got to realize that there's a lot of people that are out there doing the same exact thing too, which is why you're probably seeing it on your feed a lot more, right? You're seeing it on your feed a lot more because you probably watch a lot of the GamerGate content. You probably connect with a lot of the creators who are in that sphere, but you are officially becoming, or you are experiencing what we would call the J.K. Rowling effect, which is you have people who ideologically agree on 95% of things, but there is that 5% that is so massive that they're going to be alienated and become a separate entity from what once was, But anyway, where are we at? So then he says that, where do we draw the line? Because there doesn't appear to be one. Well, see, that's the thing. There shouldn't be. And this is where I disagree with a lot of people who are heavily religious or whatever. When it comes to video games and entertainment, there shouldn't be a line, right? There is no line. The only line that there should be is whatever the law says, right? So as long as you're not making content that is actually illegal, then there should not be any line, right? Obviously, you should not be making fucking content doing nasty shit with kids. You shouldn't be making you shouldn't be making videos actually offing someone. But at the end of the day, as long as you're not making anything illegal there should be no line. This is why there's a rating system to begin with. Like if you try to put a line on fiction, then you're just going to end up going down the rabbit hole that these psychopaths are going down every single day, which is, oh, well, I don't like this, and we shouldn't be seeing this, so that should be taken out. Or, oh, yeah, we should censor this because it goes against our God or something like that. Like, you're just going to go down the same path. It's only a matter of time. But for me, anyway, when it comes to entertainment, there should be no line. There should be no line, period. And like I said, I don't think you're advocating for censorship now, but I think that this line of thinking right here, this is going to lead you down the path of eventual censorship. It's only a matter of time. That's my personal opinion. It's only a matter of time. There's a reason why we have an ESRB. There's a reason why we have rating systems. There's a reason why we have reviewers. There's a reason why we have all this stuff. It's so that you can protect people, right? If you are going into an M-rated game, and I don't know what rating this game is, I really don't care, because people were advocating for censorship in Stellar Blade, and that was an M-rated game. So I really don't give a fuck, right? Like, these people don't care about whether or not it's M-rated, and they're not going to draw the line at M rating or not. But you should not be asking, where do we draw the line? Because it's literally entertainment, bro. It's fictional, right? It's meant to be entertaining, and what you may find to be entertaining, other people may not be fine with being entertained in that sense. This is why we are a free society. This is why we have the ability to make the decision of how we want to consume our entertainment and what we want to consume. There's nothing wrong with the fucking female form. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong with, I don't understand how this is a slutty dance. Again, is it the underwear? Is it the underwear that makes it slutty? Because if it is, put some fucking pants on her, problem solved, get on with it. You know what I mean? Stop trying to tell people that they don't have a modicum of decency, or they're essentially degenerate because they thought this was cool. Like, I think that's fucking crazy. If you think this is offensive, I can only imagine that you probably don't watch anime. You probably don't watch manga. You probably don't read manga. I mean, there's so much shit that happens on, like, this is nothing. Bro, this is nothing. Go to Florida. Go to a beach in Florida, and you're going to see this all day. Go to California. Go to a beach in California. You're going to see this all day. How is this too much? How is this? How did this result in a post that